Evet, şimdi geliyoruz artık komedi oyun yazarı olan Aristofanes'e. Now we come to comedy playwright Aristophanes and his life and background. Proclaimed as one of the most inventive, pay attention, inventive, audacious comic writers of all time, Aristophanes holds first place in the ancient world of, pay attention, buffoonery, satire, puns, wit, parody, burlesque, mummery, caricature, farce, whimsy, travesty. All these elements are found in the old Greek comedy plays. So just keep in your mind those uh, elements. In short, the entire arsenal of, according to record, Aristophanes chose not to produce his own works and hired to direct the banqueters as well as the Babylonians. So his best works are seen in these names: the banqueters, the Babylonians, Arcanians, birds, and so on. In subsequent performances, Philonides performed this task, although Aorus directed Cocalus. Those are the characters in his plays. In reference to his lack of interest in stagecraft, Aristophanes addresses the need for a separation between the playwright and the audience, especially in his play The Knights. So a separation between the playwright and audience. He cites a difference between the talents of writing and directing. Pay attention. uh, Between the talents of writing and directing as his reason for absenting himself when a play went into production, when a play went to be played on the stage, for example. Notable among the objects of Aristophanes' invective was, pay attention to the name, Cleon, successor to Pericles, whom another character describes as a violent, calculating, but persuasive demagogue. Cleon's vanity and unrefined his characteristics. Cleon's vanity and unrefined tastes were open game for the playwright's lampoons, which rained down incessantly during Cleon's short, controversial career. Aristophanes gloried in frontal assaults, attacks against the warmongering plutocracy, which lured Athens from its intellectual moorings into the treacherous waters of power politics. Although he was playing fast and loose, pay attention, with a dangerous crowd, he seemed, pay attention again, he seemed to thrive on danger as audiences leaned forward in their seats to catch every nuance, difference of the ribald, slapstick routines. Tradition maintains that, in lieu of a brave actor to play the role of Cleon in the Knights, Aristophanes himself undertook the task, smearing his face with wine pursued to ridicule Cleon's love for drink. So the comic elements are seen in this play, The Knights. Rather like the cartoonists of our time, Aristophanes held a mirror, pay attention, for Athens. Again, For the other tragedian playwrights, he also held a mirror for Athens, because as we talked before, Athens was the source of culture at that time, to study itself and draw its own conclusions. His titillating drollery spared no folly, overlooked no foible, using every in word, every fact that caught the attention of Athenians. Aristophanes, pay attention, protected himself by eliciting gales of laughter from his audiences, against whom discomfited lampooners were helpless. So you are responsible to look it up those words in the dictionaries as well. According to one source, the great Socrates entered into the fun. Pay attention, Socrates, the great Socrates, were put into the fun by standing during a revealing segment of the clouds. Another famous play, so that the audience could view the real thing alongside the parody. The equivalent of modern funny papers, Aristophanes' comedies, pay attention, rocked Athens with healthy, restorative humor, similar in nature to tragedies, cathartic purging of pity and fear. But this is different, of course. In tragedy, the audience felt so much pity and fear, but on the other hand, at the comedies, audience felt healthy, restorative humor, and they laughed a lot. Unfortunately for scholars, nothing remains of his rival's works, some of which were certainly on a par with Aristophanes' efforts. But the structure of 5th century comedic style, again, 5th century BC is important for the tragedians and for the comedy playwrights, is discernible in the element 11 extant plays. The prevailing mode allotted only three actors. The chorus concluded. You can find chorus again in comedies as well, but not as much as in tragedy plays. Concluded each skit with song and dance. There were songs and dances, routines, and often intruded into the dialogue. So, as in tragedy, we saw that chorus had so important point element for the audience. So, chorus also in tragedies contributed to the play itself. Here in comedy plays as well, chorus introduced into the dialogue. The author freely addressed the audience by imposing long speeches which spoke directly to the matter under, pay attention, scrutiny. Although names and local references were altered, changed, or disguised in puns. So Aristophanes relied on the intelligence of, pay attention, and alert, well-read audience who could easily fill in the blanks in the rapier sharp banter. As a result of his scurrilous, scatological, and derisive jests, so you can find many jests, gestures as well in comedies, Aristophanes holds a permanent place among the world's funny men. So again, his very famous work is The Wasps. You can also read it, and I am sure you will also love it.